Okay, I don't know the time. I'm not going to do it. The time, the date. We know the time, the date. I'm gonna just, so I don't always feel so isolated because it's on purpose. I knew that when there was helicopters shaking the house, the whole house. I mean, I don't need to tell any sober adult how loud that was and how that affects your house that you're sitting in when there's a helicopter 4 feet, 6 feet over your roof, just circling and staying there for like, fuck, dude, hours sometimes. They just keep diving down and diving down over 1509 S Street. It's fucking amazing. So that's what I mean by I've learned about life and death. And I'm going to put this in the title. Nothing she does is going to make me hate her. And nothing she does is going to make me not want to help her. And nothing she does is ever going to make me turn on her and leave her for dead. I will never do that to her. She wants to take every penny I have. Let her have it. One thing I'm not going to let her and her spouse do is take the money that I need for the cream. It's like doctor stuff. I came back, I had sores that were bleeding, and they've gotten better, but it's from the chemical exposure from that house. That since I came to Washington State, everybody was desperate to say I imagined, and it was all in my mind and a delusion. The chemical warfare and the helicopters diving and hovering and shaking the whole house all the time. And the shit was really obvious. You could stand from the corner and see it happen, and it happened all the time. It went on year after year, and the people who were engaged in terrorism in Washington, D.C. had no plan of ever having me fucking leave there alive. So they did a lot of stupid shit in front of me because of that. And I got stuck there for 6 years just to get out alive. I couldn't just leave. No. There was too much really evil human beings involved with that joint there and the shit that I witnessed. So I basically was trapped, and I kept writing that for 6 years. And my way out was to wait for Donald Trump's law enforcement to come and do a fake raid. And that's what I did. And coming here to my mother's house wasn't exactly meant with helping me, because it was meant to bring me here and have everybody commit me, medicate me, give me treatment. We've heard these words that keep coming up and up and up and up. And so here we are. Okay, that has not yet happened, has it? And no, I'm not delusional, am I? No matter what intakes, no matter what evals, no matter what you demand. And that's what going back to Washington State was really all about. Okay? And I knew it, but I had to. If I was going to come back to Washington State, I had to be able to get out alive to even be able to come to Washington State. So I was stuck in the terrorist cell for 6 years, getting gas with scabs on my skin, bleeding. It was really horrible in there. Smelling dead bodies. And I come back here and I don't say anything to these two in here about it, because they say that I imagined it, and they get really mad if I say anything other than that. So according to my family, this is all a figment of my imagination the last 6 years, okay? No matter what evals, no matter what intakes, it's just what they're going to say. It's not worth it. But as far as Bonnie, who I love, my mother, okay, because I know about life and death after Washington, D.C. As far as my mother taking all my money and I don't have the cream I need, the doctor cream, she's not going to do that. I'm going to keep my money for my cream. I'm going to give her and her husband all the rest, because if I don't, they already said she did. He speaks to her and she sends the messages. They've already threatened to throw me on the streets. It's constant, persistent threats to my security. I either capitulate and I obey, or I go onto the streets, okay? If it's not that, then it's, oh, I'm demented, I'm delusional, I'm insane, I'm this, I'm that. And here come other cops, and I'm just waiting for who's going to barge in the door next. I went from DC to constantly having people barge in the door here. It just hasn't seemed to stop yet. So what I was hoping was to try to recuperate and recover from something that happened so horrible, right? You know, being trapped and not being able to get out safely and do it and live through that shit. And then coming to get help that was offered and it wasn't. No, I didn't have anything offered. There's nothing offered. I'm having to get everything. My creams, my clothes, you name it. I have to get it. But in order to get out of the carousel alive with my cats, the help was offered. I begged and I begged and I begged, and it was offered in Virginia before we got to duels. And I said, I will pay you back. And I meant it. I will pay every penny I have back to fly my cats out here. It cost about $1,000. It was expensive. It was about $1,000. The airline tickets was $150 each, and then the other cat plus the vet. It was a good $1,000. So I thought, okay, I'll just do my direct deposit. I'll give her the whole thing. But I didn't think that it was going to come November 1. I didn't think I'd be left sitting alone upstairs in the attic with, like, you should see the clothes I have. I look like a fucking bum, literally, that goes to detox at the AA. I look like a homeless woman. And I can't seem to get a chance to buy any sort of clothes. I have 6 pairs of underwear, 4 pairs of socks, and that's all I'm going to have. Because they're taking all the rest of my money. But she's not going to take my fucking doctor cream, okay? Because my skin is going to recover. And I'll keep giving them all my fucking money until they're fucking happy, okay? And you know who told me to do that? Jesus. He said, don't. He said, give them hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Tell your mother you love her and forgive her. And don't forget what I taught you in DC about life and death. So I'm going to put this into the title that I love my mother and I forgive her and it's the truth. And there's nothing that she could do that I would ever abandon her and leave her for dead for. Even if she keeps throwing me to a homeless shelter every fucking day. At this point, I can't control what she does, but she'll never make me hate her. All right, goodbye.